Ahoy, salty dogs! Welcome to the moon! My name is Lenscap, and today we're playing Stationeers. I am dead. At the end of the last episode, I ran into this issue where my suit decided that I was out of oxygen, even though I wasn't. And I'm not sure what that was about, so I just left it. I wanted to see what would happen. Turns out I died. So, today I want to find out why I died, so let's go ahead and respawn. We've got this beautiful pink hair now. This is great. Okay, let's look at my new dude. What have I got? Basically all the same things, the same stuff you start with. I've got a new oxygen tank, that's good. A new mining belt. Okay, cool. So I got all kinds of new stuff. And then our old body is hunched over right here on the floor. Oh, that's sad. I should be able to... Oh, okay. I can grab my hand and drag my corpse around. That's a little bit morbid. Okay, let's just drop this guy right here. Dude, your feet! Okay, that's disturbing. Alright, anyway, we should be able to access this dude's inventory. Let's clean up ours first, though. There's definitely some things here we don't need anymore, like, let's put this duct tape away. We have an extra. Let's put this medical pill away. We have another tablet now. Okay, that's good. These flares, do they stack higher than 20? They don't. Alright, so we're going to recycle some stuff real quick, and then I want to investigate this corpse. Whoa! Okay, corpse exploded. I guess the body decayed into a skeleton, and now there's just the spacesuit parts floating around. Okay, that's kind of interesting. We can use this recycling to test out our new furnace setup. Let's go ahead and throw a bunch of stuff in here. And we'll probably end up recycling the old suit as well. I don't see any reason to keep it. The new one is in great condition, so... okay, let's take this tool belt. I can see use in having an extra tool belt full of tools, so maybe let's hang on to that. This uniform, I think, had some food in it? Really? Okay, well, maybe we'll hang on to that, too. This helmet, I don't think we need a new helmet, so let's recycle the helmet. The EVA suit and the space pack. The space pack, what do we have in here? We've got a mining belt. Let's see, we've got this propellant tank, might be handy. This labeler, oh, we gotta have that. We only get one labeler. Okay, let's drop that. And let's drop that too. And then the space pack we can recycle as well. We don't need that anymore. Now the EVA suit. Okay, this is what I was curious about. So, this is why we died. It has something to do with our oxygen tank. So, let's throw the oxygen tank on the ground, and so we can look at it. It could also have to do with the waste tank. Let's look at that.
Low pressure.
Low pressure. What? I don't know what that's about. Okay, and I also want to use this battery. And then we can recycle the small one. And I don't think we need this filter anymore. So let's recycle the filter as well. We'll turn all this reagent mix we've got sitting right here into usable items. Such as coal and iron and gold and stuff. Please don't launch too far, guys. Okay, let's throw this in our smeltery. Whoa. And I'm just going to do some tidying up real quick. If you don't tidy as you go, then this game becomes a nightmare really quickly. Oh, okay. Missed. It's like playing basketball, dude, except I'm really bad at basketball. That must be full. And our furnace is jammed for some reason? Okay, we'll have to investigate that possibly later. Yeah, there's something in there that's not getting smelted, but we'll look at that later. What I wanted to do now is take a look at our tablet, and right now I only have the two, but we can we can now dedicate this one to being our Atmo tablet, so let's do that. Now that we have 2 tablets, I find it's easier to just have a tablet for each of the cartridges than swapping cartridges all the time. Alright, so I want to know what's in these tanks. So our O2 tank has 97% O2. Here, let me turn off the HUD. 97% O2 and 3% N2. So none of those are toxic. Our waste tank has mostly CO2. There's some O2 and N2 in there. Is it a pressure thing? Is there too much pressure in the CO2 canister so it couldn't filter it properly? Maybe that's what happened. I'm still not sure. Tests are inconclusive on why we died, but now we have a couple of extra tanks, so that's useful. Cool, alright. I'm going to fix the furnace, and then we'll get on with a project for today. Okay, let's see if this works. I changed some of the variables so that hopefully it doesn't get stuck. Yeah, it looks like it worked that time. I think the problem was I had some of these variables wrong, so I changed this from being instead of reading the import slot amount, I'm reading occupant. So it's really just 0 or 1. And then the output, I'm reading the occupant as well. So that's really just 0 or 1. And then if they're not the same, the rest is the same. I just switched these to the next variable set, and I think that resolved our problem. Okay, so for today's project, I'm thinking yesterday we found, our last episode, we found an easy way to smelt our ores, an automated way to smelt our ores. For this episode, let's get an easy or an easier way to find those ores for smelting. So let's see if we can make a ground penetrating radar and an ore scanner for our tablet. What does the ore scanner need? Gold, iron, gold, and copper. Okay, we can go ahead and make that. Let's eject this. That's steel. Copper, gold. Okay. And then I've got iron. Yeah, there's some iron there. I also had to make an atmospheric printer to make our storage tank for that. Okay, let's go ahead and print this cartridge. And maybe one of these tablets is going to have to be a general use tablet, at least for a while. There's some guys outside my window leaf blowing my yard, which has no leaves in it. So that's a thing. Okay, we'll just use this one for now. No signal. That's kind of what I expected. Alright, so we're going to need to make that GPR, that ground penetrating radar. Alright, and so to make that, we need something we don't have yet, solder. So how do we make solder? Well, I looked it up on the wiki, and solder is equal parts lead and iron. So we should be able to make this, actually. I do have some lead in my storage here. I've got 24 pieces of lead. Now, I don't have any iron ore. I only have iron bars, so I don't know if that's going to be a problem or not. But I think we'll be okay. Is there any way... The problem is going to be getting the iron bars separated from each other. So I think for that, I need a stacker. Let's see if I can make a stacker real quick. What does that take? Oh, it's just iron and copper. Okay, we can do that. I threw all of our ores on the ground. Okay, so iron and copper. Alright, let's make this. And I think we can use the stacker if we tell the stacker we want 24 ingots of iron. Or 24 grams of iron, then it will kind of separate them for us. Okay, let's just put these things away. I'm struggling. There's one spot in my base right here. Right here. There's a weird hitbox or something. I don't know what that's about. Okay, let's pick up this stacker. And I don't know exactly how this works, so I'm just going to put it right here for now. Okay, we're going to need to wire it up. Let's swap to the tool belt. I was about to go out for a mining trip, and then I was like, you know what? I think there's an easier way to do this. Let's see. Alright, so we need a stacker. That's fine. This is not a permanent location. And then let's eject this iron as well. Put these cables away. And then how does this work? So we put iron in here. We set the dial to 24. And then we turn it on. Ah, I see. And it just continually makes stacks of 24. Until it's empty. Okay. That's fine. I'm going to take one of these stacks of 24, and, excuse me, can I get through here somehow, and throw that in our furnace. This should work, right? So, okay, so now we've got equal parts iron and lead in the furnace. All we need is 2 volatiles and 1 oxide. I don't have those. They tend to melt on me when I collect them, so I'm going to have to go collect some. Fortunately, it is nighttime, so now the time is nigh for collecting those things. Power low. Okay, good thing we caught that before we left. Let's swap out our battery. Let's see if we can find some oxide and volatiles quickly. I think there's some over here in this crater. No, there's not. Okay, I'm gonna be right back as soon as I find these things. Alright, so I found a little bit of each. Man, it's getting increasingly harder to find this stuff, and I haven't even really explored much of this map so far, so I'm a little bit concerned about the volatiles and oxide kind of situation. Okay, but anyway, so for this, we need, of course, 2 volatile. So split 1, and then split 1 again. Pick it up, stick them both in the furnace. And then we also are going to need 1 oxide, so split 1. Switch hands, throw that in the furnace. And we should be ready to go. That should be all we need to make solder, so let's make sure this valve is closed. It is. We can test this out as well. Now, this isn't hooked up to any logic, so we're just going to have to manually do that for now. But let's hit this activate button. We'll produce 48 grams of solder. Easy. Alright, so we'll just eject that, and then we should have our solder... Where'd it go? I don't know where it went. Hello? What happened? What? 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 What happened to it? Okay, that's bizarre. I don't know what happened to this. Let's throw this other stuff in here too. Why not? We can capture the gases. And okay, too much pressure. Turn this valve on. That'll help hopefully reduce the pressure so that it's not in the red anymore. Okay, good. That's good. Let's just let this kind of equalize for a little bit. Wow, it's really hot. It's really hot as well. Let's let that cool before we throw it in our tank, I think. Do I have my Atmo tablet? I want to look at this. Yeah, 1100 degrees Kelvin. Oh, that's really warm. And we've got 5 megapascals of various things. CO2, O2, N2, H2, and pollutant. X. Alright, well let's let that cool off before we throw it in this waste tank. This waste tank is still pretty toasty. No, minus 36, that's not bad. That's cooling off pretty well as well. Alright, what happened to this solder though? Let's see. Did it get eaten by the ground? It's kind of disappointing if it did. Did it get picked up somewhere? Did it get lodged behind something? Hello? I'm not sure what happened to it. If we dig a little bit, will we find it? Maybe. Let's dig under the furnace. I doubt this is gonna find it. I may have to load a save. That was all the lead I had. Okay, well, I'm gonna look a little bit more and then see if I can come up with where it is. Okay, I'm just gonna dig a little bit of a depression. Just in case the ground is what ate it. I don't exactly know what happened. I honestly have no clue. Okay, so we're gonna split. We need 1 oxite. I'm gonna put that back in here. I think we'll have we'll just leave these in a mining belt since they don't seem to melt in the mining belt. So that'll be an easy way to do this. Okay, split 1 and split 1 again. And there we go. Alright, let's put this back in our mining belt. And then when we activate the furnace, let's make sure this is still closed. Yep. Okay, try this again. Take 2. We'll produce solder ingot. There we go. Okay, and that time it did not get lost into infinity. Alright, fantastic. And we can vent this. We could let it cool, though, first, probably, is a good idea. There's a lot of heat going on in there, so that's fantastic. Alright, fantastic. Okay, so now we can make the ground penetrating radar. So let's go ahead and do that. That was in the electronics printer, right? Yes, it was. And let's find it here. GPR. And so what else do we need? Gold, copper, and steel. Okay, we'll have to flush our fabricator for those things. There's the steel, there's copper. And steel, and there's the gold. And print. Is this going to take a minute? Oh, not too bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. I'm curious to see how this thing is going to work. Also, my furnace has been running for like a million years. Okay, this ground penetrating radar. It has a slot for a battery. Well, fortunately, I just made a bunch of batteries. So let's put a fresh battery in it. Let's go ahead and let's just turn this off. And I'm assuming it works in conjunction with this tablet. So let's turn on the ore scanner. Okay, I have an ore scanner. Here, how does this work, though? Do we... Button 2. I need both hands? Well, how do I move this? Okay, I can just pick it up. So, how does this work? We just kind of drop it down. Let's see. So we throw it on the ground. Turn it on. Activate. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, look, there's more ore here than I thought. Cool. Oh, that's going to be super handy. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so I was going to keep this ore scanner, oh yeah, over there too. How close does this have to be to the actual ores for it to work? I don't know. But that's super convenient. Awesome, awesome. Okay, I'm going to do a bunch. Oh, look, there's a huge pocket right here. That's where our base is going to live, though, so maybe we don't mind that one just yet.
Power low.
Power low. All right. Well, that's the GPR. Cool. Cool. I'm going to take advantage of this and do some mining. Let's see what we can get today from this. All right. So, of course, it's nighttime, but I'm returning from my mining trip, and I got 2 mining belts full of stuff. So that's pretty good. That was a pretty good trip. Okay, so my thoughts on the ground penetrating radar. I feel like this is a useful tool. It helps me make sure that I got all of the ores out of a specific ore vein. It does not help me find ores that I'm specific ores that I'm looking for. Oh this furnace is broken again. Maybe if I relog, that'll fix it. So I'll do that in a second. It does not help me find specific ores that I'm looking for, though, which would be really nice. In general, when I go on a mining trip, it's because I need something. You know, I need a lot of gold. I need a lot of copper. I need a lot of iron. But it seems more like with this thing, it just helps me get the rest of whatever I find. So I still have to find the gold, or the copper, or the iron, and then I can mine as much of it as I can, you know, as much as I normally would, and then turn on the ground penetrating radar, check and see if there's any extra, and if there is, then I don't miss any. I did find about 200 more copper in a couple of holes that I had dug already because of that. So, all in all, I think it's definitely worth the resources to make it. I don't think it's as useful as it could be. If it could differentiate between which ores were which, then I think it would be much more useful. I don't know that that's realistic, though. But if it's using sound waves, then wouldn't the different ores have different densities? So maybe it should be able to distinguish between them. I don't know. But anyway, that's all the time I've got for today. Thank you guys for tuning in to this episode. I hope you liked it. A little bit of a lighter one on content today, but we gotta have those every now and then. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button. I always appreciate them. And until next time, stay tuned.